This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. You'd like to be joined by a living legend, Barry McGuigan. I'll pretend I haven't been speaking to you for the past 20 minutes. Barry, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. And how are you?
All good, Barry. Absolute honour to speak to you this morning.
Great. Well, and likewise, top man. So we've been speaking for a number of years now.
Yeah.
So I love the way you do things. So let's crack on. What are we talking about today, Steve?
It'll not be hard to guess, Barry. Saturday, we had
Right.
the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, first time in our country.
Yes.
Um, Before we go on to all the peripheral stuff, Barry, what did you actually make of the fight? Because I saw your prediction in the mirror that you
Yeah.
thought there would be a second half of the fight stoppage.
I thought it would be I thought Usyk would win in the last third of the fight, the last four rounds.
Yeah.
So the fact that he done it early doesn't surprise me because simply because uh, he was he was a different fighter this time. He was much more on it. It almost looked like the last time he was too relaxed and he wasn't as focused. Whereas a guy like Usyk, who's a multifaceted, um, multi-talented, unified the cruiserweight division, wins the Super Series, dominates all of the cruiserweights in the world, and didn't beat them up, like battered them,
Yeah.
and then goes in and beats Fury twice, beats Joshua twice, and now has beaten Dubois twice. And Dubois is the most dangerous of all of those three. I mean, he's like, we know because we had him for a number of years.
Yeah.
We got him across the line against Trevor Bryant out in Miami and an old Don King promotion out there. And he knocked out Trevor Bryant Jr. But he's a sensational puncher, tremendous puncher. But he has to get into position. He has to see the target to hit you hard. He can
Yeah.
hit you, but in order to sit down on his shots, he needs you to be immobile. He needs you to exchange with him. But Usyk would not allow that to happen. He kept just little short shuffles forward, back, side to side, in and out, constantly making himself immobile and impossible to actually track and hit with power. And I just the job he done was fantastic. I was, again, as I say, I didn't think he would be as destructive early on, but I think that is a combination of the success he had in the last fight, where he'd taken that shot that what I felt was low. If it's below the waistline, it's low, and
Yeah.
it was below the waistline. And without getting into too much sort of graphic, but if you hit the cup protector and hit it in an upward trajectory, it slams the cup into your testicles, and it is
Yeah.
dreadfully painful. And like it makes you sick to your stomach, right through to your head and brain. It's a horrible sensation. So I know, and having been guilty of hitting low myself, and also getting hit low in the many rounds of sparring I did, it is a horrible sensation to go through. So I know Usyk was in pain. People said he milked it, and why wouldn't you milk it if you're in pain, and take as long as you can? But this time he was a different kettle of fish. He was out of the blocks quickly. He was on the attack. He was willing to exchange with Dubois, and he nailed him and hurt him, and then he got rid of him with that final knockdown. It was spectacular.
Yeah. Never got the feeling that Daniel was ever in the fight, did we,
No,
Barry?
never. The last time he hurt Usyk a few times, and Usyk learned from that.
Yeah.
And it's the guys that are capable, who are able to change and make alterations to the techniques or the way they fight. Those are the guys that are special, and Usyk is very special. So he was able to adapt. He knew this time, bombard him with punches, keep him in the center of the ring, feint, shoot side to side, attack with the jab, throw that loop and backhand, drive it straight through the middle, hit him to the body, hit him to the head, keep him guessing. And then he fell apart fairly quickly when that began to happen. And he arrested him. I mean, he didn't fall for no reason. He hit him hard. And if you see when that final knockdown, that looping backhand. He walked him onto that shot. He went body, head. He looked at the body, and then he jabbed to the body, and then bang, looped it over the top to the head. And that was, you can see where Dubois trying to set himself up. He's come in, landed a shot. He's pulled back out again. He's just missed Dubois' shot and then looped that left hook in. It was very, very impressive. And he's one of the great Usyk, no question about it. And, it's a bit of a cliche when you say it too often, but you look at what he's achieved and you know that he's one of the best heavyweights we've had in a lot. And he's, he weighs that of a early 1970s heavyweight, 15 odd stone, but he's in great condition. And he's a guy who trains ridiculously hard. He puts in the miles, and you can see that I love his personality, and his pidgin English is so funny, and he's such a funny character. He's a great character. He's great for boxing.
Obviously, with boxing, Barry, we're never too far away from controversy, and there's been one or two post-fight.
Yeah.
I hate to use the word quit, but there's been some quit allegations. Can I just ask your opinion? Did Daniel quit, or did he just get beaten? He just happened to get up at 10?
I mean, it's unfair to say that is the biggest insult to any fighter. Say that you quit, and there's no fighters quit. They don't quit. The first fight, he got jabbed in the eye. He missed him with a backhand, Usyk, and then he went straight through, and he hit him on his orbital bone, which had been very badly bruised and cracked. And, he hit him right in the eye, and he went down immediately. And, people would say, oh, he could have got up. Sure, he could have got up, but he'd walked into a bombardment of punches again and would have got knocked out anyway. So it's easy for those who have never taken a punch to make comments like that. And most decent fighters would never say that, because, the fact that you get in there and face your fears to begin with, spend a lifetime in boxing and face punchers, face guys that are counter punchers, face guys that are, not aggressive, and then guys who can really have a fight with you, and guys that are real punchers. And it's very unfair to say that they quit. He didn't quit. He just got beaten up. He got beaten to the punch. He got hurt several times, and he went down. So he didn't quit. He got battered, and Usyk was really on it. And he learned from the last fight, and unfortunately, Daniel didn't.
Can I ask about Partygate, Barry? A
Yes.
lot of everything that's broken in the past, to the best of our knowledge, and I was watching Don Charles yesterday confirm a lot of this.
Yeah.
There was a party at the house where Daniel had to leave because he didn't know too many people. Then his father took him to the car park, and Daniel had to walk the rest of the journey to Wembley Stadium. Don Charles only had about an hour with him in the dressing room. Putting your manager and your trainer's hat on, Barry, it might not have affected the outcome, but surely for an undisputed heavyweight title fight, that just seems insane to the layman.
Yeah. I think it was, if that's true, and it appears, and I saw all the videos. I didn't know about the long walk to the fight, but what he should have been doing is he should have been sleeping in the afternoon, having a rest, and if not a shut eye, he should have been relaxing and lying back and just watching something on the TV, or not even having the TV, just relaxing and enjoying himself without being on his feet. He should have been lying down and sort of storing his energy, and having a party which is completely and utterly stupid, and whoever was responsible for that is either arrogant or dismissive of Usyk's abilities, it seems like the dad was involved, and it's completely and utterly impossible to understand how anybody that have an inkling of interest in their son's success could have a party on the afternoon of the most intense scrutiny of his son's abilities, 2 or 3 hours later. How could they do that? It's just it's implausible, and incredibly stupid, incredibly stupid. But there we are. There we have it. And I don't know why he apparently didn't know these people. You know, if he didn't know them, so why were they there? And it just seems nonsensical. That's all I can say.
And Barry, you know Daniel fairly well. Obviously, you work with him quite
Yeah.
closely. He's a 27-year-old man. Again, we've had some quite significant boxing figures have said that Daniel Dubois doesn't really want to fight, or he's fighting for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know him a little bit, Barry. Can he rebuild? Does he want to rebuild? What would you advise?
I know Daniel, and I know his dad, and you know his dad is his dad sort of controls what happens and where he goes and who you know what he does in his life. So I don't know Stan. His name is David, but they call him Stan. I don't know what sort of he has in his head or what he plans to do, and to be honest, I don't really care what he does. Daniel, you know, looking at it very raw, he has got a puncher's chance with anybody, and it wouldn't at all surprise me if he fought someone like Fury. He could knock Fury out. He could knock out Joshua again, and I think that would be a repeat if they fought again. But he is damaged, and he has now got, whether you want to believe it or not, he's got a reputation of a guy that folds if you put pressure on him and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, when you hit that hard, you've always got a chance. He's only young as far as heavyweights are concerned. He still has the chance of fighting for a title again, and every chance of winning it when you punch that hard. But he also has now a reputation of somebody that if you put him under pressure, the chances are that he will give in. And so that remains to be seen. And the only one that can answer that is Daniel. His dad has, you know, obviously a fairly big grip on what he does and who he fights and how his career and trajectory goes. So I hope he makes the right decisions.
We talk about Team McGuigan now, Barry.
Yeah.
Ellie Scottney stole the show over there, didn't she?
In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Excuse me a second.
Of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Just how good is she, Barry?
I think she's a fantastic kid. And
how many world titles is she going to win in her career? Because the world's her oyster, surely.
I'll tell you what, this was a real acid test because she was fighting, you know, a Mexican, young, determined, aggressive Mexican with real ability in America, away from home. She'd never fought in America before. And above all places, in Madison Square Garden. So the pressure of all of that. And she's a kid that responds to pressure. She likes pressure. She likes to be the underdog. And, you know, she battered Yamila Mercado, just battered her. And I think I gave her one round and maybe a share of one of the rounds. But Ellie completely and utterly dominated her. And she may not be a knockout artist, but by God, can she hurt you? And she make you think. And, you know, you make a mistake with her and you're in trouble. And she's one of the best combination punchers I've seen in a long time. Not just of women, but men and women. She's very, very good combination puncher. She works things out. She's very clever. She's only 27 years old. She's got a long future ahead of her. And just like you said, I don't know how easy it is politically to get this last fight in the super bantamweight division. I sincerely hope it's for the WBA title. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So
WBA,
I hope she can get that. It's another Mexican girl. And then it's up to featherweight, and you know she can easily move to super featherweight too. She's a great kid to have in the gym. She's always happy. Her and Shane work very, very well together. She listens. She really listens hard, and she is a great body puncher as well as a head puncher. She hits the body well. She's takes a great shot. You know, she doesn't get hit clean because she moves her head so well. Her feet are great. She's in and out. You know, I can't say enough good things about her. Apart from that, she's just the most fantastic girl, a lovely, lovely person, a human being. Yeah. She's a Christian. She puts a lot of emphasis on her faith, and you know, to sum up the type of person she is, on her greatest night, she remembers the girl who died of cancer a short time ago, Georgie O'Connor, and you know, she gave it up to remember her. That to me is generosity of spirit, and kindness and thoughtfulness. You know, you don't get many fighters, whether they're men or women, that think of others the way she does, and she's just a great human being. I love her to death. She's marvelous. She's going to go on and on. I'll tell you, she's going to be really, really good.
Barry, I've got 3 minutes left.
Right.
Because we chatted so much before the interview. So, 2 very quick ones. I've heard a little whisper Caroline and Terry Harper might be in the works.
I've heard that too. And the boys do the negotiations, and believe it or not, often the old man gets left out. So I hear things on the grapevine, and I go, "Is that right? Is that right?" And they go, "Dad, you know, just you know, we'll tell you about it when it happens." You know, yeah. So that looks like a distinct possibility. It's a great fight. I have great admiration for Harper. Very determined girl, really courageous, great personality, loves to fight, and you know, she doesn't muck around. She gets stuck in. She can fight and box. But Caroline is a very special talent. She is extremely good at what she does. I looked at her yesterday. I spent 45 minutes watching her on the pads with Shane, and the stuff they're doing, and the little incremental detail to making her a better fighter is so good and so great to watch. And she punches so hard. My God Almighty, she punches hard. So I hope this fight with Terry and Caroline happens. And I do believe, just like Ellie, Caroline's going to go on and win a multitude of titles in multiple weight divisions. But she is and let me tell you something. And she is and always has been the best fighter in the Dubois family. That's for sure.
There you go. Barry, last one. And I'm going to try and ask this politely. For our younger viewers, you were quite good yourself, weren't you? 40 years ago last month.
That's right. 40 years ago on the 9th of June, I celebrated my 40th year anniversary as world featherweight champion against the great Eusebio Pedrosa. God rest him, he died a couple of years ago, pancreatic cancer. But what a fighter he was, and what an honor it was to share the ring with him. Almost 19 million people watched it on television. Those are the days of only 4 channels. Yeah. And BBC Sports Personality of the Year as well. Steve Cram, one of your Geordie friends, had broken three world records that year. And he said to me, "You won the bloody thing." And I said, "But you weren't as popular as me, Steve." And I said, "You didn't have many people watching you." He laughed and enjoyed it. But yeah, so it was a great year, and hard to believe 40 years ago. I hope I'm still here in another 20.
Me too, Barry. Barry, I genuinely really do appreciate your time on this very cold, wet Wednesday morning. It's an honour to talk to you, sir.
An honour to talk to you, Steve, and you're a great journalist, so keep going. Apart from being obviously a great teacher, and the kids are about to come back in again. I better get out. So listen, all the best, mate. And I will talk to you soon. I'll see you along the road.
Brilliant. Barry McGuigan, keep safe, sir. Thank you.
Cheers.